The president has literally brought us from the brink of war when it comes to North Korea to renewed peace talks, yet the left, Dinesh, wants to claim that he is legitimizing Kim Jong-un. What is your reaction to all of this?
Well, my mind flashes back to Reagan's meetings with Gorbachev. Remember, Gorbachev was completely a product of the Soviet system. He came up through the gulag, you might say. Yeah. There was no automatic reason to believe that he was different. Reagan decided to give it a try. He had a sense, almost you may say a statesman-like intuition, that Gorbachev would turn. And he took that risk. Of course, he was open to the same kinds of attacks. He's coddling the Russians and so on. There was a wing, even in the conservative side, that was very critical of Reagan at that time, and yet it produced a historic turn. Whether this will produce the same, I don't know, but it's certainly worth the effort. I mean, it is certainly a breakthrough, and let's see what comes of it. But to condemn President Trump for attempting this, I think reflects a great myopia and really a one-sided kind of hatred of Trump, no matter what he did. If he refused to meet, they'd criticize him for that. If he meets, they criticize him for that. So he should just do what he's doing. He's doing fine.
Yeah, and you know what? There's something that I feel like should be pointed out when it comes to this entire meeting that they had. The reality is there's no way that we could have gotten into North Korea before the president stepped over the demarcation line there. So the president was literally walking into territory virtually unknown, and he was risking his life in many ways by doing this. I think people are overlooking what a huge step this was for the president to do. I'm sure his security team was not totally pleased with this decision. They probably discouraged him from doing this greatly. But I think in his mind, he knew that maybe one of the only ways forward to, further these talks was to take that step, and he's willing to do it for the United States of America, Dinesh.
I look at it, as an immigrant, I see it really as a very characteristically American act of, I would call it innocence. And here's what I mean. When Reagan stepped out to meet Gorbachev, Reagan's belief was, look, we're Americans, and look, you've got the Soviet Empire, you're armed to the teeth, but look at your crazy society. It doesn't even really work. Look across the border and see how much better things work over here. So I think Trump is making the same point. Hey, Kim Jong-un, you've got this society, but there's another Korea just south of you. Look how well things go over there. Don't you want your society to be a little better? How much longer can you keep this craziness going? There's a belief that common sense will break through despite the crust of ideology and the crust of history. It's an expression of American innocence and American optimism.
Yeah, well, we know that this president will do whatever it takes for this country, and that was a great step there.